Mr. Elm at the latest. And them say Rasta, them Stanley are the greatest.
Alright, this is any questions. So do you have any questions, Rasta?
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about a while ago. After I read the news and think.
Yeah.
Yeah, may I say, I'm gonna ask you, who you think run the media?
Who do I think runs the media?
Yeah.
It's the media is not controlled by one individual. It's controlled by lots of individuals, all different agendas. So some are Tories, some are Labour, some have conspiracy theories, some don't. Just the way it is. There's all different types of people. So yeah. I know the media industry very well because I went out with a girl in the BBC and I've been in the Radio 1 studios before. Yeah. So I know them very well. And I know they're a bunch of individuals. There's no real control. It's not like they're trying to plot, plan, or scheme. They're trying to help, actually. So everyone's trying to help.
Yeah, because
the government just didn't realise that arming rebels was the wrong thing to do. They thought arming rebels was the right thing to do because of the way the Parliament was. Because the culmination up to the 1400s of the barons fighting the king. They thought that around the world we had rebels. They thought the rebels were always right, but the rebels aren't always right. The rebels can be unemancipated. They can feel bad. Yeah. And when the rebel feels bad, they blame something external. When they blame something external, well, that's the biggest mistake you make because the only fault it is your own. You haven't read, you haven't educated yourself. Because you haven't educated yourself, you feel bad. You're not emancipated, you haven't got joy in your heart, you're not disciplined. Yeah. You haven't read the books. You see?
Yeah.
I wonder if I'll get anyone messaging in with any questions.
Yeah,
It's half an hour show this. You can ask me questions for half an hour. You can ask me any question you want, Ras.
Yeah. Do you know anything about the system?
The system?
That the government
I know all about that.
Coming with now because why I say the system is like all the leaders, all the prime ministers and the president over the world, all the countries, all of them is agree with to have one leader, one world leader, so they call it.
Do you know who that is?
One global.
But do you know who that world leader is?
Global government.
Do you know who that world leader is?
Who is it?
Me. It's actually me.
Yeah.
I am the emperor of Babylon.
Yeah.
I know you won't believe it because I live in this shitty little flat, but I am the emperor of Babylon. I'm not joking.
No,
do you want to see my letters? I'll prove it to you.
I don't think they would elect you because
I'm not elected.
They're gonna elect someone who is already running a country.
That's a public figure. That's not the real.
That's what I'm talking about.
The public figure is just someone who's a spokesman on TV. That's fine. That's fine. He's not the real emperor. He's not really in charge. I know that.
You know what I mean?
I really. My wisdom reigns. I hear it in the news all the time. What I've been going on about on Facebook is now on. It was on the news today. Mark Carney, the Bank of England, going on about 4 degrees rise, and that's what I've been going on about on my streams.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, this is something where I was reasoning with Rastaman long time ago. From when I was like in my teens.
Yeah.
With the Rastaman in Jamaica,
Yeah.
When man tell me about a new world order, where them come Babylon at this time. And
well, Babylon, there's nothing to worry about with the New World Order, because with the New World Order, But it doesn't really matter. Forget the term New World Order and what's going on, because basically what's happened is I wrote a letter to the British government at the time they were going to invade Syria, and I said to our rebels, and if your kid was naughty, would you give them a gun? And then they turned that back. Barack Obama did a U-turn. They all stopped. They all changed after I contacted them. So that's why I think I run the world, because I subjugated them. I subjugated them with the pen. I subdued them. I brought them under the yoke. I subdued them.
They tell you that?
No, I know I've done it. I know what I've done. I am the emperor of Babylon. I am. You should check out my Facebook pages. You should get on Facebook and have a look at some of my work. You should have a look at it. Have you got one of these?
Yeah.
You got one of them, yeah? They're £1 each. You want another one? Yeah? I'll do you a deal if you want. I'll sell you 20.
I read it.
You ready, yeah? Right.
This thing is bigger than where mankind think and whatever. They just have civilian running around like puppets, right? So at the end of the day, that's why.
Not all civilians are puppets, mate. Not all of us. I'm not a puppet. I don't think you're a puppet. I don't think Jeannie's a puppet. I don't think. Not any of us. Well, there are puppets, but not all of us are. Not all of us. Some of us are leaders. I'm a leader. I've got an NHS meeting today, 5 till 6:30. It's 5 till 6 the meeting, actually. 5 till 6 the meeting. I'm running the NHS, bruv.
Let's see, right? It's like, they say, Rasta is a different level, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you say Rasta is things from a different eyes, you know? A different view. It's like the eyes are windows to the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can you see 180 degrees?
So,
Can you see 180 degrees? Is that what you're going on?
Man, eyes in window to the world, you look out into the world and you see the world, how the world is. How everything is. How the animal is, how people is.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
How the birds is, how the tree is.
Yeah.
You know these things.
I agree.
You visualize this with your eyes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just that way you visualize life.
Yeah.
Because when I talk about life, you talk about things where you see or things where you know. You know what I mean? When
you always bring
about life.
the mic further over.
No, it's good.
I can always bring it like this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, check. Yeah, microphone check. Yeah. So I say, yeah. It's our life. I talk about life. Our life we deal with, We're not Rasta with death. I talk about death.
But do you know about the abundance of life and why we don't need to worry and why there's no problems? Because life is abundant, water is abundant, plants and grass grow abundantly. Because they grow abundantly, there are no problems. Problems only exist in the man-made mind society. Man-mind society. If your mind is asking a question, it's in error. Your mind is in error. It doesn't know the answer. Why? I mean, if you don't know the answer to the question, then you're subject to someone who can answer it. Or does the question need answering? Is it a confusion? That's why I've done this, any questions, because I want to answer people's questions. Because clearing up people's questions clears up confusion and delusion and illusion and belief systems and all sorts of things. We can research. I've got all these books here. We can do research. We can research anything you want. We can do research.
Yeah. Well, you know, once a man in a state of consciousness of life, him have to think about life. Every man, I think they should, or they does, you know.
I've got a question. I've got a question.
Yeah, man, life, you know, it's a food is a staff of life, and then them say, by the sweat of your brow you shall eat your bread, you know.
All right.
You know.
All right.
So, you know, you have to work and get your bread. So you can't break the food on your table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or whatever way God gives you talent or so to work.
Yeah.
And do what you born to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's still your work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you don't do it, then you won't be able to get your bread. You won't get paid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So certain things, you know, proverb and thing or whatever about life do connect and make sense, you know. Yeah. And this is life, you know.
Yeah.
And then the studio called East Life Studio. So life where they life all the way.
All right, Raf, so I've got something to read to you, and I've got a question.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
It would seem the early life forms fertilise externally to their parents. A fertilised egg divides and multiplied. It would seem to me that the egg and egg study or philosophy is what is needed. I am now about to create a theory of evolution from plants to heterotrophs. The egg is what is on my mind. I theorise firstly on there being in existence that life did start as an egg, probably just a cell. If you study a diagram of an egg, you see it is like an ordinary cell. It has an inner nucleus. Why was there a genetic freak range? And how did it accelerate from the beginning? We know why it stopped, because in the sea, powerful predators like sharks ate the evolvers, and on land we became predators and killed off evolvers. Because you know like how dogs breed. That's how we evolve, by species completely different coming together. You know, we're all different and we're all unique. That uniqueness is a freak range, but the freak range is brought closer together as we, like, black and white is more variety in the genetic freak range. But within black, you can have genetic freak range of shape of head or nose or whatever. Freak range, do you know what I mean by genetic freak range?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, I know.
So why was there a genetic freak range? Why?
Because I guess, you know, maybe the creator want us to look maybe alike, not really alike, yes.
But what caused it then? What caused it?
But he want man to look like man. You're not supposed to look too much difference, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And things like that. So,
I'd like people to message in their answers. I would like people to contact 07917 008654 with their answers. Ras, you can submit your answer online. You could use your phone. I'll give you my Wi-Fi password if you want. Do you want my Wi-Fi password? Log on and write your answer. Log on and write your answer. Because I want people to see it. I want people to. Do you know how to get onto YouTube? Did I send you the link? Let me send you the link. But I'll just WhatsApp you. I'm just WhatsApping you the link. I WhatsApped you the link, all right? So on WhatsApp.
So, this thing right here, right? Look, I want to change this picture, right?
Well, that's your story. You got to change your story then. That's your story. It'll run out in 24 hours. It runs out in 24 hours.
So run out long time then, because I did long time ago.
You might keep putting it out there.
No, I want to change it.
One, two, right, okay.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, contact us on 07917 008 654.
Yeah.
You haven't written your answer yet, have you? No, I can't see it on the screen.
No, you see it on the screen. I ask you to do this, but you're not sure, man.
Or message me in the answer on WhatsApp or something. I can't remember the answer that you said. You need to message it in so I can read it and read it and read it. You need to message it in on WhatsApp or don't message it in on the screen actually, because message it in on WhatsApp, please.
Yeah.
Messaging your answer to my question, why is there a genetic free range? What caused it? Why is there a free range and what caused it? You can always do it on the microphone if you want, Ras. You can do it on the microphone. You know, if you do it on WhatsApp, there's a microphone. You can always just press the microphone, talk your answer, and I can hear it then. Just talk your answer on the microphone. And do it on this microphone as well.
Yeah, why is generic free range? Well, I think the reason why there is a generic free range, I think about the creator who create all things. And I know he making man, I making, say, a species of animals. He is not gonna make all of them look too different from each other. So there's gonna be a generic free range there because he don't want them to look too far from each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, each one is gonna have eyes, 2 ears, yeah, but there's something about the facial or something about the body or something that's different or the color or something or, what I mean? It's gonna be different because, every man is different, everything is unique in its own way. I mean, creator make it that way. So I think that's the reason why there is a generic frequency.
So you think it's because of the creator?
Yeah, that's just the works of the creator finger, what I mean? His works, he's just showing you how clever he is, what I mean, that he could make it look so close alike, but it's not really, what I mean?
Okay,
Saying,
I got your answer. It's because of the creator, basically.
yeah.
Your answer is that it's because of the creator. That's your answer.
Yeah, my answer.
That's not what I'm looking for, really. What I'm looking for is a scientific explanation in philosophy. Because, like I said, let me get my book out again. You see, there's more to it than what I said as well. It's like, you see, God is not a delusion. He is in the DNA of all living things. We are the result of evolution. What is living today is the last generation to facilitate God's work. His DNA is in all living things. Also goddess, which is necessary to include. They are equal in importance. Their DNA is in all living too. Each species itself has dominance by alpha males and alpha females. These are the gods of their species. When the birth of the first heterotrophs on the ocean bed emerged, or maybe even on the dry land, there would already be male and female. Amphibians are thought to be more primitive than mammals and give a clue to reproduction from animals, such as frogs and snakes. Frogs have the spawn, snakes have eggs. You will see the early life forms fertilize externally to their parents. The fertilized egg divides and multiplies. It would seem to me that the egg and egg study or philosophy is what is needed. So that's what we need. The egg philosophy.
What?
Egg philosophy.
Egg?
Philosophy of the egg. To understand the egg. We need to understand the egg more.
Egg?
Egg. You know what an egg is, don't you? Chickens have eggs, don't they? Eggs. Women have periods. Yeah. Eggs.
I know what eggs are.
Yeah, eggs. That's what we... So... It would seem to me that the egg and egg study or philosophy is what is needed. I am now about to create a theory of evolution from plants to heterotrophs. The egg is what is on my mind. The egg is what is on my mind. I theorize firstly on there being in existence that life did start as an egg, probably just one cell. If you study a diagram of an egg, you see it is like an ordinary cell. It has an inner nucleus. Why was there a genetic free range? And how did it accelerate from the beginning? We know why it stopped, because in the sea, powerful predators like sharks ate the evolvers. On land, we became predators and killed off evolvers. Things that could evolve got eaten up, we got murdered. And still are existing animals today. The first heterotrophs would have nothing to kill them or eat them. Longer life. Maybe first male and female had plenty of diverse children. There could even be a family tree demonstrating the bloodlines of God and Goddess from the first creation up till today. Today's God and Goddesses are in humans. They chose humans and designed them. That's what it said. That's what it says in my book over there.
Well, you are going to, you message, Johnny. You give me like about 5 minutes or so, yeah? And that's message.
Well, you want to say your speech now?
Yeah, I listen, my speech now.
Go ahead.
I listen to all the way I read. I sum it up quick within my mind and ready for it.
Go ahead.
You know.
Go ahead.
You see, that knowledge that comes from the book, them books and them thing or whatever. When he explain to you and tell you, it's bigger than this, man. This is all man-made information or them thoughts or what them thinking, they try to manipulate Rasta mind, or Rasta people thinking, Rasta know things different from that. It's like, I summarize everything that you say a while ago. It's like, what I tell you first, I'm telling you, it's like a tree. I'm telling you about the root. And then your definition and explanation from these books and the knowledge where you come up with whatever is Babylon terminology and Babylon definition.
Yeah.
So when I tell you now it's coming from the root, you tell me something now where them I come tell you now from the leaves or from the branches. You know what I mean? When I tell you it's from the root. You get what I say? When I tell you now, you are telling me about egg. Egg come way after. I'm telling you about the root before the egg. You know what I mean?
But what about a mind before matter universe? What about a mind before matter universe?
No,
mind before matter.
Think about the first fowl.
The first what?
The first chicken.
No, I'm not talking about egg. I'm talking about an egg. It doesn't have to be a chicken's egg. It could be just one cell.
Then mankind will come from our mankind come. Mankind make the egg and create the egg. The egg was come into a mankind that is gonna bring forth life to a human. The egg inside the woman ovary is up there, and then the sperm make contact when it comes down, and then that create life.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you have to be a human. There have to be life to create life.
Right.
So I'm not talking about down the road. I'm talking about the root that have to be here to create this.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like if I'm gonna think about even a seed. For a seed to generate life, how the seed is just gonna go, unless it's some lab-made seed. But for you to really say then get a corn seed from a corn, you're gonna have to what? Create a corn seed and make a corn seed instead of deal with a corn that's coming from.
Alright, Rash, we come to the end of the show now. We come to the end of the show. You just round up what you're just talking about, just round it up quickly in 1 minute.
Yeah, but what I'm saying really is like life have to come from life to bring forth more life. And the creator is the creator of all life. He created man, and then after that, the many men. You get what I'm saying? Because he created a male and a female for them to create life. Because life can only come through a male and a female.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Is that the end of it?